I'm Yves Doucette.
This is the
She's
last.
wearing lipstick.
This is the last. I am wearing lip oil
Oh, lip oil.
by Lady Boss.
Oh,
If you've ever seen Michaela on Facebook,
I'm wearing
show it.
I'm wearing a Lululemon vest,
Oh, and I'm wearing a
Dovico vest,
Dovico
Dovico shirt.
t-shirt. Yeah,
Like that's our
That's-
that's how we're making our money. We advertise.
ah,
Advertisement.
ah,
Oraing by Oraing. Yeah.
Aura.
Hashtag Aura. Yep. So
Hilarious.
this is our last
This is our last
Monday
one for the
mindset.
season.
I'm
Yeah,
really sad. Actually, I look forward to our talk every Monday.
I do too.
Maybe we can meet over coffee, just talk.
Well, we will.
Okay.
That's what we do.
Okay. So yes, I'm sad.
I'm sad too. I'm sad too. This is a fun thing for me. I really enjoy every Monday morning. Not very many people have said to me, I love Monday. I love Mondays. And
Mondays.
we found a way.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to, you want me to move in closer? So I was trying to get some leverage.
Lean in.
Um,
Front, look at the frame. We're looking for the frame.
the frame,
What did this? I'll call that the thumb set, the thumbnail.
the thumbnail. Yeah.
Thumbnail.
Yeah. So they can go through it and they can look at the best images
Yes.
of ourselves.
So we're gonna try our best.
the
to give you
worst
great
images of
Let's
our-
give her a thumbnail. Balloons.
We already did the balloons. Balloons. We had a graduation party here last what was that? Friday?
Yes.
Yeah, Friday for one of our very own, and she is going to University of Moncton next year. Graduated from Matthew Martin. Yay, Veronique, we love you and so proud of you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing. School is
It's
a
difficult.
difficult thing.
It's difficult. And I also want to mention that my grandson, he didn't graduate. He decided to stop school and go work. And that is also a difficult thing.
Oh my God.
So I want to celebrate
yes.
him as well for making the decision that he needed to do for his mental health. Now that's difficult.
That is
that
difficult.
young age. So
Yeah.
You're right. There's no true path or one path. Like we come to say, this is the way to have fun,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This is the only way to have fun. It's a mindset.
Yeah. Or this is the only way that I'm going to be successful. I
Right,
have to do
right,
12 years
right.
of
No.
something that's going to put me in the hole.
So yeah,
So we know that there's
different
there's
paths for
different
different
paths.
people, and it's okay to have
Stop
different paths,
judging.
right? So
Yeah.
So I'm like my grandson went to the prom. I was really proud that he went to the prom.
It's amazing.
And the school accepted him. Said yes, come to the prom.
Of course.
Right. And they took pictures and everything else. And
Yeah,
so
good for them.
So I look at that and says, yes, there's a celebration.
Yeah.
And we should celebrate our changing of our minds.
Yes.
Right. So every day I celebrate the changing of my mind. I know I'm still changing my mind.
We are still changing our mind. Our beliefs have gotten us to where we are today. And now we are questioning our beliefs.
Absolutely.
Right. So, my mother told me years ago, if you don't refrigerate mayonnaise, if you make a sandwich with tuna and you don't refrigerate mayonnaise, like that'll kill you.
Yes. And
that's absolutely not true, but it's still a belief of mine.
Yes. We've practiced that.
I still feel it viscerally because I practiced it for 55 years.
So it's the same thing for eggs. Remember where eggs were bad for you?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
No. Now eat the yolk.
Yeah, the doctors would say to my father-in-law told me this. He's 94. He says, I remember when my doctor told me not to eat eggs because only to eat one egg a week. And I thought that was ridiculous. Right. And now they're telling me eat
4 a day.
4 a day. Right.
4 a day. And not just the whites. Eat the yolk, right?
But things change with data. Things change with age.
do.
And we always change. And
they do.
Celebrate the change.
Celebrate the change. Yeah, celebrate the change. Milk is not going to make the bones stronger. The 70-year-old study came out, and there's more people that have been on milk, drinking milk religiously for 70 years that have osteoporosis than those that don't.
Yeah,
it's our beliefs, and we have to really look deep and go, is this something that is just have been told to me over the years, and is it serving me well?
Right. It's something I want to listen to.
Yeah.
But keep in mind that you don't listen or see So we're going to talk about summer fun, right?
We're going to talk about the summertime mindset. We want to make
Summertime
the
mindset.
summertime mindset, because we want to make sure, we've been having discussions here at our office about making sure that you take that time, that you take those holidays, that you figure out how to enjoy those moments, right? Your to-do list will be here when you return.
So this is a great, like, that's what I was leading to, but that was going somewhere else because I heard fun. But yes, you're right. We're talking about summer mindset. And yeah, I keep in mind, like, I'm just going to say this, keep in mind that you don't see reality, you don't hear reality, you see with your past, you hear with your past. So everything that you think is basically from the past. It's a repeat of the past. That's the way it works. And so I there's a student that came to class the other day, and it was raining, and I asked her, "How's your day?" And she said, "Well, I wish it wasn't I wish it wasn't raining." And I stopped and I said, "Well, can you stop that?" And she paused. She looked at me and she smiled. She says, "Well, no, I can't stop the rain." I said, "I didn't ask you to stop the rain. I said, can you stop believing that this is a bad day because it's raining?"
Can you change your thought pattern?
Right?
Yeah. Can you change your thought pattern? You
So,
can build a new neural pathway.
which is back to the summer mindset.
Yeah.
So, Trent just shared with me that he every single day he sends me a song and a theme for my yoga classes
Yes.
every single day. Last Friday it
Amazing.
was have more fun. So I told him, well, we're going to summer schedule and probably I'll be teaching less classes. So you don't have to send me 5. He says, it's okay. I don't mind doing it because I'll use it every day. I said, well, it's interesting. And he continued. He said, like last Friday, it says I had more fun. So they had, it was a summer solstice. So they had lots of programs out for Kuma and Movi and all the other studios did a lot of things for summer solstice. It's like the celebration of the beginning, if you want, the longest day of the year it's yoga day. Anyway, what Kumar decided to do is do a silent disco outside. So they have headsets, they play
Yeah, I
music.
saw the ad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have a teacher, and the teacher is yoga's movement. So it's like dancing is movement. So you just brought the whole class outside. And
Yeah,
Trent
I
shared
saw
with me,
him.
he says, I didn't want to go,
Yeah.
and I went,
Yes. Yes, he did.
and he had fun.
And he did.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. I think the summer mindset should be celebrating the change of heart, celebrating the change of ways, doing something you don't want to do. Right? It was my birthday last week. I don't know if you know that. So I turned 66. Did you know?
I absolutely knew.
66.
Yeah.
And I know, right? Hmm.
Yeah, it was like 43 that day. It was hot.
Oh, you mean hot? Sorry. Yeah. I thought 43. Okay.
You
What
looked
is that?
43
Oh,
that
thank you. I
day
was going
when
to
you
take the compliment, but that's what I
Yeah.
heard.
No, it was a hot
So I
day.
decided to do things that would basically just be in the moment. So the first thing I did is I woke up at 5 a.m. I saw the sunrise. It was
Mm.
almost a summer solstice, the longest day of the years. It was beautiful, like amazing. It was at the cottage. I spent there. I had my tea, my coffee. Then I went digging for clams.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like 6 a.m. by then, right?
Yeah.
And then I decided to go to Memel Falls, which is not too far from here.
Yeah.
And it was such a beautiful day. I stayed there till 2. Had an amazing coaching session with one of our customers. Amazing discoveries.
Mm-hmm.
Spent the dinner with family
Mm.
at Black Rabbit, and my wife and my son had a great meal, the best steak I've ever had. Like they are so good now. Like
Mm.
they, I didn't think
I
they could
saw the
get better at
pictures.
making
Steak and
food.
truffles.
Is that
Wow.
possible that you can get better?
Absolutely.
Even if you,
Your
right?
Luke is dynamic.
Yeah.
He understands how food is put together, and yum.
Now, I could have gotten to my head and say, I didn't get a cake. I didn't get to blow out 66, 66 candles. Not sure I can blow them all out anyway. I didn't get a present,
Mm.
but it was the best day ever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we have this way of seeing things. Oh, for a birthday to be special, it has to have this,
Yeah.
right? For a day, my day to be happy, I have to have sun. And what I'd like you to consider
Mm.
for the summer is celebrate the change of mindsets. A little bit like Trent. He was happy he went to the San Disco. That was out of character. I know, Trent.
He was
That's
proud of himself
out of
that he
character
went.
for
He
him.
went. He was the only guy dancing around without like anybody else hearing the music, right? So he danced like nobody was watching,
Yeah.
right? And I think that is, I think it was beautiful. It's the very first thing I said to him this morning too. Like I know Trent, and yeah, absolutely, he was able to get out of that comfort zone, and he definitely felt some growth there.
So if you look at your own life, right?
Hmm.
And it doesn't, we've been practicing change for a long time, right?
Long time.
When you're comfortable going to one coffee shop or one studio or one gym or one thing, can you change it and see what happens to see where you're attached?
Yeah.
And even more so, if you're comfortable doing something and expecting something, can you change it? Can you have fun in the rain?
Yeah.
Can you enjoy the rain?
Yeah.
Can you enjoy when it's cold? Can you enjoy, like, what can you do to celebrate the summer mindset? Right? Not,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And find those things that do make you feel comfortable. So I'm going to say something that just happened that one of another Dovaconian reminded me, Felicia. So I use a program called Fitiv to check all my tracking.
Great program.
And I love to be the Hall of Famer, the top badge every month. And a while ago, Felicia and I walk a lot. And I said, "Oh, I'm going to continue to walking, Felicia, because I need another kilometer or so to get my badge." She looked at me and she said, or, or do you get in the car now and do you be okay with not getting your badge?
Oh, I love that. Right?
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. So she challenged me in the moment because she knew I was tired.
And you wanted to do that extra kilometer.
Well, I had to just to get the badge.
Did you
right?
do it?
No, I
Oh,
did. I
wow.
took her
High five.
challenge. I took her challenge and I didn't get the badge. And do you know what? It was okay.
It's okay.
It was
You mean you didn't die?
it was absolutely okay. I still felt proud of myself for doing what I did that month. The badge didn't matter, right? And I was trying to grasp the wrong things. I was trying to grasp the wrong things. And it was really just about fun. It was really just about her and I being in it together. And yeah, sometimes it's about taking a little bit off of it. It's not
Yes.
always about adding a little bit more. So we're asking, I think that summertime mindset means slowing down. I think that it means taking some time that you can enjoy the moments and not be in those thoughts that you have of your to-do list of when you get back to work, you want to do these things. Can you just be in the moment? Not even think about what you're having for supper that night. Can you let go of all of your future thoughts and just be in the second?
Do you remember when we were writing our eulogies?
Yeah. Do I ever?
One close person that I know is not going well. And I'm thinking of her a lot lately because she's ill and
Mm-hmm.
she's at the end of her life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, will she remember the day that she was upset at the rain? Will she remember the day that she had a conflict with someone? Will she remember, that she did that extra kilometer to get that badge? Will she, like, does she remember, or does she remember the things that, like, she fell in love with, the moment that created closeness, the
Yeah.
moment that, right? And you always say this, like, love wins, right?
Love
And
wins.
how many times do you go into a situation and you want to win? But I guarantee you that your eulogy will not say, "Oh, Eve was such a great guy." My dad, I did it last week with someone. That's what I'm like talking about.
I know. I know.
My dad worked so hard, and here's all the things that he did. No, it's not going to say that, right? It's going to say things like, "My dad was kind," or "My dad was passionate," or "My dad was always there for me." My dad, well, that's what I hope it's going to say. My dad
That's what he
stood by my
said.
side, right? So if you know already that you're going there, maybe the summer mindset is showing up as a way of being to find love.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
I don't mean love in the small L letter. This love in the desire
In the
letter.
lust. Yeah.
The lust. Like, we're gonna get beat again, are we?
I don't know. Do we get No.
So I mean, love in the big L letter,
Yeah.
love in the like sense of, oh, there's a moment here. Like,
Mm.
have you had those moments,
I have them all the
right? All the
time.
time, right? It's the sunset, the sunrise, or being with a loved one's, like
Yeah.
I get it. I get why I love him. I get why what love is, right?
Yeah.
Even when they fall, you say, oh, yeah, I still love that person.
Yeah.
Even when they hit you, right? There's a way to show up for love. And
Actually, it shows up in its kindest form when you're being hit, to tell you the honest truth.
yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
it
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
It shows up bigly.
Exactly.
And
Bigly,
it shows up bigly
bigly.
when you're being hit, when you're feeling perhaps you're being judged, or you're um you know you're being challenged.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it actually shows up. That's when the challenge, that's when it really the rubber hits the road, to tell you the
It
honest
does.
truth, right?
It
So
does.
when you are being pointed at, laughed at, blamed, shamed, are you able to find the magic in the love? Are you able to find the kindness? Are you able to understand when you have a plan, that your plan is always love wins? Can you find that love?
And it's such an important thing, Shelley. And like love wind is your phrase, and I love it.
It's my hashtag.
Hashtag. And it reminds me when you're saying that, like when you're getting attacked. I was attacked recently by one of my friends, like 2, 3 months ago. Won't name his name. And he said, "Can I talk to you?" I said, "Sure." So we went to the coffee shop, and he berated me for the things that I had done and not done. And so I
Mm,
just stood. He said, "I haven't been sleeping for 3 years. Well, not for 3 years, for a long time. This has been on my heart. I need to
yeah.
tell you this." And so I just sat there and I took it, and it was hard to hear it. And I asked him, "Is there something you want me to do?" He said, "No." I said, is there something else you need to hear?" "No." I said, "How do you feel?" And he said, "I feel good. Thank you." And we went away. Now, I hadn't seen him for a long time,
Hmm.
since that day, actually.
Mm.
And recently I ran into him. It's kind of weird, right? Life is weird. He beeps the horn and he says, "Eve, can I talk to you for a second?" So I go by. We're just parked. He's parked on the street. I was walking. And he goes to go by and he starts to talk, and I can tell there's something there. And he says to me, "You know that day we met?" I said, "Yes, I do." Yeah. He said, I hated to do it, but it was important for me to say all that stuff, right? And I asked him, I said, "I know, I remember. You told me you weren't sleeping. So can I ask you a question?" He says, "Yes." I said, "Are you sleeping now?" He says, "Yes." I said, "Well, I'm happy that you're sleeping."
Perfect.
Now, it took a lot of love for me to see that and this is not easy. I'm not saying this is easy, but it took me to ground down and say, what is he looking for? He's looking for a friend, right? He's looking for a friend. And most people would tell you, no, you have to tell them the truth. You have to say, no, you're the bad friend. Like, that's what I wanted to tell him. You're the one who's at mistake. No, I met him where he was. He needed to be heard so he can sleep. Now,
That's
that's the
kind.
gift, right?
That's kindness.
And then all of a sudden, he comes back. He says, "I just want to tell you it was hard." So I met him when he was. Yeah, I accepted that.
Yeah.
I knew where you were, and I
Yeah.
accepted that. And then the friendship kind of rekindled a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like that. So those are moments for me. I'll remember that moment forever.
Yeah.
I'll remember that time that he took it out on me and I stood in it,
Yeah.
right? And I found love.
Yeah.
And I remember the time that he stopped on the street and he
Hmm.
said thank you without saying thank you, because
Yeah.
that's what he said. Yeah.
That's exactly what he said. You were able to create that space, and eventually you would meet up again. You knew that you would,
Yes.
and he would be able to say, "Phew, I
Phew.
was able to get that
How
off." Those are
right
moments.
moments.
Those are absolutely moments. So instead of living with the thoughts in your head, speak your truth. It's your truth. You deserve to speak your truth, to own it. Eve didn't try to justify why he did it. He didn't try to be in judgment of him or shame and blame him for how he felt. What he did was he created that space, knowing that the light would come and he would come back one day and say, "I'm sleeping now. Thank you for letting me get that off my chest."
And it's like we're coming back to mindset of the summer mindset, right?
Hmm.
I want you to remember If you're like my friend and you have only a few days to live, what will you remember? Will you remember the conflict? Will you remember the fight? Or will you remember that you stood for something bigger than being
Yeah.
right? Will you remember the time that you stood there and had the courage to say nothing?
Yeah.
Because sometimes courage shows up differently than, the hero.
Yeah.
Remember Robin Sharma? I asked the question to Robin, I wanted to be courageous. I wanted to be a courageous man. I asked him, what's going on?
I don't know, something on you.
Oh, did you take it out?
I did.
Kind of scary.
Fixed it.
Thank you. Good. Show your muscles.
Sure.
Savior. She's my savior. Thank you. Thank you for protecting me against the bag bugs out there.
So Robin Sharma,
Oh, Robin Sharma.
what did he say? Or what
I
did you
asked
ask?
him, I said, how do you like, are you born courageous? Like, how do you become courageous? I want to be courageous. He said, no, it's a practice. Ah,
Yeah.
so how does courage look for you? How does courage look for Trent? Well, for him, courage was, I got to show up and dance in the middle of a park that, nobody's
Nobody
hearing
else
me,
hears the
nobody's here.
music.
Like, whoa, that's courage.
Yeah.
That's courage, right?
Yeah. That is absolute courage. For your friend to show up to tell you how hurt he was.
That's
That was
courage.
courage.
And I saw that.
It takes
it takes
courage.
courage.
It does. And we don't have to justify.
No,
We don't have to be
no,
in judgment.
no.
We can simply be in that moment and allow the space to be created so you can find your way back to one another. I mean,
Absolutely.
that's really what it
Takes
is.
courage.
It definitely takes courage. But I want everybody to understand that there are some terrible stats out there that people are not taking their holiday. Some absolute horrific stats that people do not take their holidays. We want people to be able to understand that every day is a holiday. Every day should be a holiday, and you got to put some work in there. But every day, your intention should be getting up and making sure that you have fun. You work in things that you're talented in. You find your way to happiness every day. And what if we actually just we flip things, and instead of saying you get these 2-week holidays, I need you to work, 350 days a year, but the other day, you're going
I
to
want
get a
you to
holiday.
work like a dog,
I
so you can rest because you're going to die. if
Yeah,
you don't.
2 weeks. Yeah, you get these 2 weeks that you're able to manage. This is why we're all stressed with mental health. What if we get up every day and we had the world is our oyster? We had that 24 hours to find so much joy in. That was really our work, is to find the joy.
It's interesting because like we have it's unlimited time off. Is that what we call it?
We have, take the time you need.
Take that you need. Yeah.
Yeah, take the time you need. Unlimited time off seems to be causing some
Well, this is
anxiety.
the issue, right? So people, when I tell this to people, they'll say, "Well, aren't people abusing it?" No, I said
First thing.
it's the other way around. People are not taking holidays. So then we did, okay, let's put a suggestion there. Everybody gets 4 weeks. But then everybody was up in arms because, oh, well, I feel bad. This is what's happening. I feel bad for taking 4 weeks and a day. But I'm old. So I need to, like me, I need to take 5 weeks. And I don't think that's fair. The arbitrary bar should be set higher for me. But it's an arbitrary bar. So no matter what you did, no matter what you do, like you try to make rules around taking days, and you say if you need time off, take the time off. What we need to do is have a mindset of summer, right? And that mindset of summer says, you know what? It's a nice day. I'm going to Memel Falls. I work hard.
Yes.
And go to Memel Falls. Now, of
Mhm.
course, you have to say to your team, listen, is it okay if I take the day off? Like lying is the problem.
Well, the feeling that you have to lie to get to Memel Falls is the
Right,
problem.
right.
It's not the lying is the problem.
the
It's
feeling-
the feeling that you
Yes.
have to lie.
So good. Powerful. Balloon.
Well,
Yes.
It's really important. It's really important that we define this, right? Because this hierarchy is built within us. It's a belief that we have, right? I'm going to go ask Shelly if I can take this time off. I don't know if you need that time off. I don't know.
It's true though. How would you know?
I don't know if you need it.
Right.
I have absolutely no idea that you need that time off. So if you come to me and you say, Shell, man, I didn't sleep good last night, or man, I'm just not best version of myself. Like, is it okay that I go and
Mm.
go to Memo Falls? Like, okay, you know, go to Memo Falls. Like, I'm not really sure where this came about, right? I guess we had to ask our
It's
parents, we had to ask
because,
our teacher,
well,
we
it's
had to ask our,
because, and this, let's just be clear. There's certain places in life when you work that you can't just take the day off. They need you there, right? They need you in front of that customer or answering their phone or, at the hospital. So it's harder for certain places. Like we have a white collar kind of environment here that one person, right?
and I hear that. I hear that as
Yeah,
well. But I think there's a way forward in that as well.
I
If we
agree.
keep saying to ourselves that we have to leave somebody who is so stressed out serving our customer base, if we have to say that,
Yes.
do
I
you,
think
do,
I got it.
do you see what I'm saying here?
Well, what I'm thinking here is like I think if we don't get to the root cause of why we're so tired,
Yeah.
then we'll never like holidays doesn't. It's just a patch, right? Holidays or unlimited time off or taking the time off when you need to is just a patch. We're
It's
not
just a patch.
addressing the mental health illness issue. We're not addressing the why you're stressed.
Well, we're not addressing the guilt
The
of you
guilt.
taking that extra day and you having to deal with that guilt. We sort of,
True.
we sort of are. We sort of are, but we're not, we don't have the science first and foremost
So
in front of take that day you need.
so have we had and I forgive me, I missed the last meeting. It was my birthday, so it's my
Hmm, hmm.
excuse for not having the last meeting, but having on pay time off. But did we resolve that issue of guilt? Have we had that yet?
No, so what happens in our tool when you go and you add your days?
Yeah.
Once you reach your max days,
Hmm.
it starts to show a negative,
Got it.
right?
Oh yeah.
The negative, so it'll show instead of minus 14, like or instead of 14 days, like
Say
it'll
minus
work
one.
its way to, it'll say minus
So
one,
the guilt
minus
is
two,
growing every
minus
day.
three. So what happens is the negative before the number is our belief that that is wrong.
Right.
That's a bad thing. A negative
It's a
doesn't
bad
matter if
thing.
you change the negative to a minus, minus still is a bad thing.
Right.
Doesn't even matter if you change the word to dash, dash is also a negative, right? Within us. So it doesn't matter however it looks. Our belief is if you have a negative, my daughter would get an A minus. She'd be okay with an A, but if she got an A minus, boys, oh boy, she was not happy. So minus is a belief of ours.
Yeah.
Right. So I want, of course, our team is they're programmers. So well, let's program that so it doesn't have a minus. I say, let's stay the course. Let's take that minus, let you be in front of that minus every day. And I want you to really reflect on your summer and go, whew, I needed those days. I feel so good about taking those extra days. Or you may say to yourself, oh, you know what? No, I overdid it this year and I am behind the eight ball and I got to work like a dog for the next 3 months to catch up and I won't ever do that again. Bottom line, nobody here is going to give you trouble. There's not going to be a hierarchy of, oh, we want you to reflect yourself. We want you to come to that conclusion yourself. How many days do you need? So my belief is we have this ageism thing, right? If you're 55, you get more days, or if you're, that's what kind of goes on in the province of New Brunswick. If you work someplace for 8 years, you get the extra week and that kind of thing, right? So, but what about the young fella that's here that has a couple young kids? They probably need a little extra time, a little more time than you and I do, because they have a summer concert they go to. They have they got to go to the park.
It's interesting, right? It doesn't matter if the trigger word is it's raining today or the trigger word is a minus. The work of staying uncomfortable and celebrating this is a mind shift for summer. This is what I'm challenging you. Is to look at the trigger that you have in certain words in certain areas
Yeah.
and then go forward, like a little bit like Trent. I don't want to do that. It's triggering for him.
Yeah.
Now I didn't get into why it was triggering, but there was something in there that was triggering for him to go there. And I can imagine for me, it would be, you know, dancing. That's the first thing because I'm always triggered by dancing in public in the
If there was
pub,
music, I
right?
think if everybody else could hear the music, but if I'm just wearing like
Yeah.
some beats kind of thing and I'm like
Right.
boogieing around, yeah.
So look at your triggers. It could be words. Somebody you're triggered by certain words. It could be
Yes.
negative, right? It could be
Yes.
whatever it is. For some people, it's triggers,
Yeah.
right? And look at the triggers and say, okay, do I see it? And then
Mhm.
celebrate the mind shift. Ah, I see that I'm just triggered. It's just a word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
If you open yourself up to other people's worldviews as
right.
well, it
Yes.
really helps. I know for me, it was really about responding and reflecting on other people's, not necessarily responding, but reflecting on other people's worldviews. So last week,
Mhm.
it was um, the staff had said, uh, text, if I get a text,
Oh, yes, yes.
right? If one of my staff, if one of the employees sends me a text, I think something's wrong. But if you Slack me,
It's okay.
it's
And
it's
what's the difference?
well, interesting enough, yes, interesting enough, somebody had said, and through Show Up anonymously, somebody had said, but wait a minute, the Slack message comes through on your phone, the notification. So what is actually the difference? And I thought, oh my gosh, I had seen this through millennials. One of my friends that I follow on Facebook, and she said, my phone was ringing the other day. I didn't know what to do. I just kind of looked at it. I threw it across the room. I wasn't sure what to do. Right. My phone was ringing and it created anxiety for me.
Yes,
See, boomers and Gen X, we probably use the phone the most.
yes.
You know, we use the phone a lot. Like my husband uses the phone as a phone. But interesting enough, I didn't realize that anxiety came with that. So I was this many years old when I learned sending a text to, my fellow Dovaconians could cause them anxiety. I took it. I am okay with it. I have no problems. How would you like me to communicate with you, sir? You
It's
know?
it's interesting. My wife just came back from a weekend of uh retreat weekend to deal with anxiety. It's very prominent in society today, depression and anxiety.
It is very
Mostly
much so.
women anxiety, mostly men. I'm being general here, and depression. And there's reasons for that. But it's like, so I would say, and this is what I think this is where you're going. I think this is, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think what you're saying is to our team, you're gonna show up a negative. Take an extra day and see how you feel about negative, and then share it with us if you can. What was the transformation? Stay in the anxiety of what that is and share that feeling.
That's
Get
it.
it out, because an emotion that you have is meant to. The word emotion comes from um, passing passing through.
Yeah.
But that's not what we do. We have an emotion, and then we tell people about it. We say, "Hey, that you're creating anxiety for me. You're making me feel like this way, right?"
Yeah.
And what we're doing there is
Roadblock.
we're practicing keeping that emotion inside
Oh,
of us.
yeah.
So what you're asking people to do is say, "Okay, you're going to get a negative if you take more than the days allotted. Can you stay in the negative and see that you're actually have an emotional attachment to it, and then just watch it, let it go. Just stay a little longer
Oh,
a week."
absolutely. I challenge every Dovaconian to take an extra day and go into the negative.
So if let's just clear it up here. If they take an extra day,
Yeah,
will they get fired?
they will not get fired. They
Okay,
won't
there
even
you
get
go.
docked.
Will they get docked?
Nope.
Okay,
No
so
pay dock.
okay, so there's no risk. We said it live here. Estelle has the recording. She's gonna put it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you take an extra day, it says negative. You will not get docked. You will not get fired. You will not get school.
You take an extra 10 days,
Okay.
you will not get docked.
Now, okay, this is the thing. Can you go the extra mile and say, "Oh, why is this triggering me?" And can you overcome it and say, if you
Yeah.
stay long enough, will it disappear? Because this is what we do as bosses, right? We try to solve or parents, we do this too. We try to solve every little problem. Oh, let me just
Let me
bubble wrap
fix it.
you,
Yeah.
bubble wrap you, and I won't use that thing anymore. I won't say that word anymore. We'll create rules about what to say, what not to say. I did my TikTok on that yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Look.
Yeah, I'm doing TikTok
Squirrel.
every day. Sorry,
I
it's my new thing.
love it.
100 TikToks live,
love it.
live TikToks. So
Yeah.
difficult. Anyway, having a hard.
Proud of you.
Yeah. So, where was I going? Squirrel. Shoes. Don't know.
Pineapple. Uh, what
Nice.
you're saying is,
Butter's good.
well, stay in the negative,
Oh,
right?
stay in it and see. See where you're being triggered, and then find a safe person to say, or write in your journal. Okay, I see that I'm triggered by it. There's no danger. Shelley Eve said, I'm not gonna
I'm
get
not going to get
fired.
docked.
Okay, good. Right? Why am I triggered? And then just let it go. Just say, oh, just let it go. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the work.
That
That's
is
the work.
that
Right?
is the work.
Now, what happens? What happens if people take all the days they need to get fully restored? What happens to a company?
Oh, we are elevated.
Right?
You have
Or on
creative,
fire.
innovative people,
Mm.
people that aren't behind the eight ball. They do not worry about what words they're going to speak to you. They know that their words are going to be taken with love and kindness and not thrown back in their face,
So good.
right? So good. So good. Take this summer. This summer, you have the ability to have fun. You have the ability to get your work done, but you also have the ability to be in the uncomfortable. And that is really where growth lies.
It does.
Yeah, it's something
Absolutely.
that we have said all the time, for a long time. We have a pillar called the uncomfortable. And we believe that the longer you can stay in the uncomfortable until the light shines
Mm.
is really where the work is done.
And remember that love at the end always wins.
Always.
What you'll remember at the end of your life is love. Yeah.
Yeah.
The moments
Yeah.
of love, the moments of, you'll remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love wins. Ah, amazing last Mindset Monday. Have an amazing summer.
Mm.
Do the things that fuel your joy. Get up every day with that sparkle. Don't let the rain wash away your fun, because the rain is there for a reason as well. Go walking in the rain.
Let me let me leave you with one little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just put in the comments what triggers you.
Mm.
That's the best place to start. If you can identify verbally, like what word triggers you, what things trigger you, one thing, just
Mm-hmm.
pick one thing and then sit in that for the summer. What triggers you? And then see how you can change your mind about that trigger,
Oh,
right? And create moments of love.
I love that. I'm Shelley Butler.
I mean, you've just said.
This is Mindset Monday, and we'll be back in September. I love you. Get your workout in.